It was just ridiculous. It's not often that you're watching the WNBA or that I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, I've just never seen this before.
Buddy, picture this. A commissioner drunk on power, a fan base furious enough to finally erupt, and 3 players, Caitlin, Sophie, Lexi, standing shoulder to shoulder while the entire league crumbles around them. Today, the WNBA is staring down the biggest scandal in its history because more than 200,000 fans have officially declared a 2026 boycott. And the number is exploding so fast that Kathy Engelbert walked out of League HQ in full-blown panic. Sponsors are blowing up phones. Adam Silver is livid. And the WNBA is seconds away from losing everything it built. Welcome to the story the league hoped would never see daylight. If you're watching this, you're watching the WNBA collapse in real time. Hit like, subscribe, and comment Boycott 2026 if you stand with Caitlin, Sophie, and Lexi. It all began the moment the players' group chat leaked. Kathy had allegedly warned Caitlin Clark to stop attending outside events, especially golf. But she didn't stop there. She warned Sophie. She warned Lexi. Threatened suspensions, threatened benchings. Even floated the word termination.
As for what Engelbert is alleged to have said to Collier, if she actually suggested Caitlin Clark should be grateful for what she makes off the court, that's preposterous. Did you miss the Iowa years? Clark is the Tiger Woods tide that lifts all boats. And we know this show is proof. The highest rating we have ever had followed one of her games at Iowa. The WNBA has benefited from her presence more than the other way around, even though this year for Caitlin Clark was essentially lost to injury.
The players were stunned. Caitlin asked, "We can't even play golf? We can't even have lives?" The message spread like wildfire, and for the first time ever, Caitlin Clark, the biggest star the league has ever seen, felt boxed in. Sophie and Lexi refused to let her fight alone. "If they suspend you, we walk too." 3 sisters, 3 teammates, 3 players the fans adore. And Kathy picked the absolute worst moment to declare war. The second the threat hit the internet, fans lost it. One tweet alone hit 1.2 million views. Suspend Caitlin and we suspend the WNBA. Reddit detonated. Instagram detonated. TikTok detonated. This wasn't anger anymore. This was final. Fans remembered the bogus fouls. The targeted hits. Caitlin benched for protection. Threats over golf. Warnings for simply living normal lives. And then the nuclear button got slammed. 200,000 fans signed a 2026 boycott. Verified. Growing by the minute. This wasn't just individuals. Families boycotted. Kids boycotted. Whole friend groups boycotted. The anger wasn't a moment. It was generational. Sponsors saw the numbers within hours. They didn't wait. They didn't negotiate. They went straight to Kathy. "If you lose Caitlin, you lose us." One sponsor rep literally said, "This isn't a league problem. This is a Kathy problem." Suddenly League HQ was drowning in emails.
High tide lifts all boats or whatever, basically. Like, if you buy into this, everybody is going to eat. Yet you had people fighting tooth and nail the entire season, not wanting it to be this way because other people weren't getting flowers, or she was getting too much attention, or she gets a special whistle, or I'm gonna check her off the ball here just because. And then her teammate cheers for her for throwing her on the ground. It didn't get better. And it's disappointing to me because it's not every player in the WNBA. And I'm sure that there are many players who are happy to have her in the league. And it's like, if it was my league and somebody was coming in and bringing millions of people, like, I would be excited about that, because you know what? That's a chance for me to impress millions of people who weren't watching before. And there's a lot of women in this league who don't have that kind of envy and jealousy and this kind of like secret club mentality that they only want certain people to.
Hundreds of companies pulling money. Companies freezing money. Companies threatening to walk permanently. The WNBA realized this wasn't a scandal. It wasn't even a controversy. It was a financial heart attack. Kathy's decisions were killing the league in real time. When the boycott count hit 210,000, Adam Silver snapped. He stormed into the office, slammed a binder on the table, and said, "Fix this or step down." Silence. Kathy froze, face drained white. He asked, "Why are you threatening players for living their lives? Why are you targeting Caitlyn? Why are you warning her teammates?" She muttered excuses. He didn't care. "You're not stopping golf. You're not suspending anyone. You're not firing anyone." Then it got insane. The assistant commissioner whispered something in Silver's ear. He stepped back, shook his head, and walked out. No meeting. No discussion. Just pure legendary frustration. Inside Fever HQ, the players' phones were exploding. 200K, 220K, 235K, 250K. Caitlyn stared at the screen. Sophie grabbed her hand. Lexi wrapped her arms around both. Caitlyn whispered, "They're doing this for us." Sophie said, "Then we stay strong." Lexi said, "Together." Meanwhile, the WNBA office was a disaster zone. Employees crying, phones screaming, emails flooding, sponsors frozen, executives hiding. Kathy was shaking. No plan. No support. No backup. She finally realized the truth. You can't fight your fans. You can't threaten your stars. You can't control people forever. And the fans finally took their league back. By day's end, the boycott estimate passed 1 million when factoring families. Kathy's chair sat empty. Office locked. She refused to speak. The league lost sponsors, trust, money, stability, everything.
Would be holding the players back from saying, yes, we agreed to an extension. Let's try to iron out this deal so there is no lockout. Right? They'll still be able to negotiate if there's a lockout. However, players won't be able to head to the facility. They won't be able to get treatment. They won't be able to train with the team, with the staff. So there is some things to lose if there is a lockout. Sources, WNBA offers players extension on CBA deadline. The WNBA has offered players a 30-day extension to continue negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement, sources told ESPN on Tuesday. An extension before the current CBA expires Friday would allow both sides more time to negotiate
which raises some sensitivities of rivalries between players. In the case of Angel Reese, who's just had to shut it down because of a wrist injury, Caitlin Clark, who's continuing to play. Rivalry that goes back to their college days, presumably, where I guess some trash talking entered in. But now it seems on some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, a more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that, try and tamp it down, or act as a league when two of your most visible players are involved, not personally, it would seem, but their fan bases are.
All because she threatened Caitlyn, Sophie, and Lexi, the three she should have protected above everyone else. The WNBA didn't just lose players today. It lost trust. And trust is everything. If you believe the fans were right, comment Boycott 2026 until justice hits. If you stand with Caitlyn, Sophie, and Lexi, hit like and subscribe. Because this scandal is far from over.